Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
Hello there and welcome. Welcome, Gary.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good to be here.
Good to see you. Our question this week, we'll pull it right up. Gary, if the state passes a law that is different from the federal law, which law has to be followed?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty easy question because federal law preempts state law.
Okay.
So here we have, let's say there's a state that wants to have a pipeline go through it or something, and they don't get permission from the federal regulators. Well, if the federal regulators come in, they can change the entire law, and you have to follow what the federal legal system says. Now look, this dates back, this is the oldest question in American debate, which is state rights and federalism. So, you know, this dates back to Jefferson, to Hamilton, to the founding fathers, and it's still argued today. And my take on it would be that it really has its roots in slavery, because that was what drove the states' rights arguments early on. They cloaked it as states' rights. I mean, the real question is this: why did we even have states? I mean, I don't know the answer to that. Of course, we had colonies, and they were each kind of independent governing units, and I understand all that, but I've looked for it. I've tried to find the answer to this. Why do we continue to have states? What do they reflect, these arbitrary lines that we draw, you know? Because Georgia went straight across to Alabama and on to wherever the French were or the Spanish. And anyway, they're complicated questions that I don't really know all the answers to, but I do know this. If there's a federal rule or federal law, it is preempting state law, and that's what people fight about.
Yeah, they do. So I guess the bigger question too is the Constitution, right? So is there a difference then between the Constitution and federal laws?
Yeah, so federal laws might apply to, I don't know, voting rights, you know, if we took those Civil Rights Act, and those would determine how states have to treat their citizens, and generally, or income tax. I mean, all these federal laws that exist that impact us all the time. And then the Constitution, though, is a test for laws. So is the law constitutional? That is, does it violate certain rights and privileges that we have as citizens? And that's where it comes under scrutiny. So we don't have a federal law on abortion. States are passing them. Are they constitutional? Do they overreach, or they violate federal law? It's really complicated questions.
Yeah. Thank you, Gary. We'll see you on the next Legal Break.